DNVR Nuggets Pregame Show. Yeah, Blue Blazers, everybody excited. We're presented as always by DraftKings Sportsbook, America's top-rated sportsbook app. Use promo code DNVR when you sign up a little bit later in the show. My esteemed colleague over here, Superstar Dev, is going to be giving you the best bets. And hopefully we can win some money tonight as the Nuggets start a 5-game homestand against the Houston Rockets. I'm also joined by my esteemed colleague, D-Line. You guys know him as D-Line. I got Superstar Dev over here to my right. And we got a good show. So we got game notes coming up. We're going to go into this 5-game homestand. What are all of ours on the panel's expectations for this 5-game homestand? We're going to talk about that. What would par look like in terms of win-losses, but also just existentially, what are you looking for the Nuggets out of this? You go ahead in the chat. Super producer Kale's behind the sticks. If you guys have any of your own personal goals for the Nuggets for this 5-game homestand, go ahead and enter those there. We're also going to bring back the snake draft. I think I'm going to win this one, Kale. What do you think? I got a good shot tonight to win my first ever snake draft. It's National Nacho Day. We're going to be snake drafting Nacho Toppings. Nacho Toppings. Can't wait for that. And then, of course, as I mentioned a little bit later, we're going to be doing bets. But first, we start, as always, with our game notes. Brendan Vogt is live at the arena today. Harrison Wind is on vacation. So I'm going to handle the game notes today. The presser, Michael Malone, I would say in a focused and not good, not bad mood. Just sort of all right, let's get this done. First game of a homestand. I put this on Twitter yesterday, but Minnesota just had a 4-game homestand. They entered that 4-game homestand, I believe, 3-4. No, let me see. They would have been 3-2, actually. 3-2. They entered their homestand. Denver was the first game. They dropped that one, obviously, at the buzzer, the block shot. They go 0-4 on that homestand. So you talk about a Timberwolves team who has big aspirations for the season, big goals for what it is that they want to do. They go 0-4 on a homestand. Now they have a 4-game road trip that includes the 2 LA teams. You've got the Warriors and Memphis. There's a very good chance they go 0-4 or 1-3 on that stretch. And if you do your season, the Minnesota Timberwolves, if you fall to 3-10 or 4-9, your season's not over, but it's like you're going to spend the entire rest of the season catching up. The reason I mentioned that is, tonight is Denver's 5-game homestand. This is their first big chance where it's like, hey, you get to be home, get some momentum going. So I think this game's important. But the presser with Michael Malone was all about Bones Highland. I'm telling you guys, and I'll tell you this, Kale, Bones, there's certain guys Malone has to be prodded to talk about. You're like, hey, what about this guy? And he's like, well, whatever. There's other guys where you could ask any question and he steers it towards him. Bones is one of those guys. He just wants to talk about Bones Highland.
You don't even have to ask him about Bones. You could ask him about MPJ and the answer's about Bones.
He'll bring it to Bones somehow or what have you. Today there were an enormous amount of questions about Bones Highland. Obviously he's on everybody's mind, and Malone joked about that. After the 4th or 5th question, he's like, wow, the Bones Highland press conference. Okay, I'm fine with that, or something like that. So he kind of made light of it. But it really does feel like a lot of emphasis is on him because of what the problems with his team have been, the bench. But he reiterated today, Bones Highland is firmly in the rotation. So I think Malone is done throwing us the curveballs where he's like, hey, this might happen, this might not happen. He's clearly now just going to be in the rotation, and I expect him to play tonight. Some notes on the Rockets, though. Their schedule this year. Hey, what do you guys know? I have a colleague. Wow, I have a colleague.
What's up, bros?
Hey, man, what's going on?
The body works on circadian rhythms. Actually, I just got really terrible news. I really did. I'll tell you.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear it, man. We're talking about the Houston Rockets. So I'm very excited. What's your scouting report?
Let's see. Christian Wood, much better than you expect.
He's kind of Rashawn Holmes-like in that he's a Nuggets killer, and he kills you with these annoying little shots.
Yes, much. He's a guy that came up out of nowhere, and then I was like, how is this guy so good?
Right.
Jalen Green is going to be a disaster. I can't wait to watch it.
Well, he's been a disaster in every game so far. Is he due for a non-disaster game?
I'm really looking forward to seeing the Porter Jr. off.
Yeah.
Do we have the worst Porter Jr.?
Oh, God, don't say that. You did mention the 3 guys of consequence. I mean, there's other players, of course, Eric Gordon's on this team. He's pretty good. There's other guys that can beat you, but those 3 guys are and Şengün. We put Şengün on there.
Bust.
He's pretty good, man.
Harrison said he was a bust.
He's kind of like if Jokic was power forward sized, which is kind of an interesting little experiment because part of what makes Yoke so great is he's 7 feet and enormous and just like.
That is part of what makes Yoke so great.
It's true. Like, how short would Jokic have to be before he was no longer like?
I don't know, because he can put the ball wherever he wants it to go.
That is true.
But then, so I just feel like he'd be less powerful in the post, but like he would still
That's a big part of it, though, I feel.
Well, but it's a part of it because he has that. Like, I feel like he would just be a good shooter regardless, right?
Yeah, maybe. I mean, he is a good shooter. I will say 6'10", which is, I think, what Şengün is. So there you go. You have it. He's
Şengün was like the guy in the draft this year that like there was like weird pictures of him. The name, you looked at it, you're like,
I will say he ranks 60th out of 60 players drafted for guys that look like NBA players.
I know, but I remember like the first guy that I like really remember that being like just only weird hazy pictures was Kristaps Porzingis, and I was like,
right,
same thing. I was like, what is this name? Like,
Porzingis' rich guy glow up was huge because he now like he's got the hairdo and he's got the designer clothes and the car and the watch. Like he pulls off that he's not a weird looking guy. But yes, I remember too in the gym when he had like. Clearly, they just handed out shorts. He's like, he's an extra tall. So they're all awkward and hanging off. Yeah. He looked like the biggest doofus.
But also, like when Harrison was like, Alperen Şengün's going to be a bust. I was like, sounds right.
Yeah.
But then now I'm like, awesome. What a fool was I?
What do you think you would look like? You know, with $150 million.
You know what's sad? This. Like
some guys do. You go one of two ways. You either do the Porzingis where you like you get a diet, somebody's cooking all your meals and you're doing all clothes, or you go the what's Steve Jobs. Al Davis's kid. What is it?
I'd go like super reclusive, like
no,
bizarre
just like
billionaire.
The dumbest haircut, but nobody has the power to be like Eric. That's a terrible hairdo.
Do you feel like it is social pressure that is keeping me from getting that haircut? Yeah. That's the one thing.
You don't think you would experiment with a weird look just because you're like, you know what? F it. What do I care?
I don't know, man. My look is not very, like, even though it's like not impressive, it's like still like not very carefree. Like I've like kind of put this together.
Yeah, you have put it together. It's definitely thoughtful.
It's so sad.
I want to see what this looks like. So just to kind of give you a rundown on Houston, they lost to Minnesota on opening night. They beat the Thunder, so they're not the worst team in the NBA.
That means they're better than the Lakers.
Well, they lost to the Lakers twice, so unfortunately. They lost to the Celtics, they lost to Dallas, and they lost to Phoenix and Utah. So here's the thing. All of those teams are good, minus Oklahoma City, who they beat. So they haven't really – and then Minnesota, who's also bad.
Do we know who's good?
We don't.
I have no idea who's good.
But here's my point. I think Houston is really bad.
I think they're bad, too.
I think they're one of the 5 worst teams.
I think they're terrible.
Probably one of the 3 worst teams in the NBA. So they're really bad, but we just don't know exactly how bad they are. And this is a total – I don't want to call it a trap game because Denver needs a win.
Yeah.
And they know they need a win. But it is definitely one of those games where it's like you have to win this one. It's a must-win.
Yeah, it is. Just
not a must-win as in the season's over.
It's just strictly for the vibes. Like, this is like a vibes win. Like, if the Rockets somehow pull this off, the vibes are going to be tragic in Nuggets world. We're going to have to talk people off the limb. I don't want that to
by
happen.
people, you mean myself?
No, I'm talking you onto the limb.
You're talking me. Oh, that's messed up. So that moves on to this next part, which is what is, for the 5-game homestand here, what is it that you look at as goals? First of all, let me read off.
Yeah, who are we playing?
So you got the Houston Rockets.
Okay.
You got the Miami Heat, who might be the best team in the NBA. You've got the Indiana Pacers, the Atlanta Hawks, and the Portland Trailblazers. Now, here's the thing. None of those games are on a back-to-back for Denver.
Okay.
They get a day of rest between, so there's a nice, really talk about rhythms. Day off, game, all the way through.
So what is the goal? I mean, you want to at least win the majority of games at home. Like, you have to win the majority of games at home. So we need minimum 3 wins.
Yeah.
Minimum. Like, I look at the Heat.
Oh my God! Look who it is!
Come on in, brother.
It's a co-host of the show.
Guys, we're not professional.
We're not bringing our A game. Eric just showed up as well.
Yeah,
so
Will showed up live on air.
I had prior commitments. Did you guys hear about Wyoming versus CSU? There was a watch party here today, so I decided to party.
Well, I've got my Trey McBride shirt on.
Hell yeah, he's so good, man.
He is so good.
Cool dude too. So here's I think par for this homestand is 3.5 games. You can't win 3.5 games. So
you physically cannot win.
So
3.5
Denver,
games.
if they went 3-5, will finish below par. If they go or 3-1 or 3-2, if they go 4-1, they finish above par. In my opinion,
think they need minimum 4 wins.
I think they need minimum 4 wins. And here's the thing: they're going to be favored in every single game,
except for the Heat.
They'll be favored over Miami. It's in Denver. It's a home game.
Okay,
it's a home game across 2 time zones.
I mean, okay.
So they're going to be favored in every game. That game they'll probably be favored by like 1 point. Most games they'll be favored by 2 to 5 points. Tonight, I don't even know what the line is, but it's probably a lot. So 4 to me is like that's the bar. What do you think, Dev?
Yeah, especially with how they've been playing as of late. It will be interesting to see what the lines are. But just having people have to come in on those stints, and then also with them just trying to find themselves, that is going to be hard, where they're going to have like high lines, low lines. Today is their line that they're really like favored in. I'll be shocked to see them favored over Miami, but I think that just kind of depends on how they play today.
Man, we should make a bet here. You guys both you're right. If they lost to the Rockets, they will be underdogs. But if they beat the Rockets, you still think they might be underdogs?
Against Miami?
Yeah.
Probably.
No chance. No chance. It's the Denver Nuggets.
Oh.
At home.
Oh. Okay.
There's no chance.
All right. Well,
I think you just like put them as like they'll be a 1 point underdog.
This is crazy.
I don't think they're going with the favorite.
All right. We'll see. The thing about this argument is that we'll just find out what
we
happens.
will find out. But we're making a little friendly bet here. What else? If we get outside of just win and loss, what do you want to see over this 5-game homestand?
I mean, you want to see Michael Porter Jr. look like an NBA player.
That's the number
again.
one thing?
Yes, of course. He's like the one piece that's like not quite working. Like their other players have shown you highs, lows. You start to see some, things starting to work together. But Michael Porter Jr. has been the piece that is just misfiring in the engine. Like that, if we can get all of our pistons going at the same time, like that, this Nuggets team can make some noise. But if we continue to get the shooting that we've gotten out of MPJ, like it's going to be a rough go. So yeah, I mean, I want to see I want to see Porter Jr. become the Porter Jr. on the court today. Screw you, Kevin.
Here's what's interesting about Porter. This comes courtesy of Ryan Blackbird, a great stat. Michael Porter is shooting 7% on contested threes. 7. He's shooting 13% on open threes and 44% on wide open threes. Now, here's the thing. Wide open threes, so okay, shooting 44%. It's about what you would expect from him. Maybe he makes a little bit more than that, whatever. He's not getting open looks.
Yeah.
He's getting open, which is like guy running out at you, so those are like, they're open, but they're not that comfortable. So my thing, Dev, is that's what I expect. I mean, he's now the number 2 guy. He's getting the better defender. Murray's not there. That's what you get when you're at this level.
Also, just the way that he plays, he's not going to get a lot of open looks. I think it's great that you brought up the fact that he is getting those second best defenders, and also guys kind of know what type of player that he is. Not to say that they didn't, but it was just like it wasn't the main point. Because Jokic is going to get his now. How do we stop everyone else around him? For him to be shooting that on contested threes, and that's primarily what he shoots. Like that's abysmal. Like there's no way that you could actually even get out of that type of zone, because that's the way that he plays. He's not a player that's just like moving around. The offense doesn't move around the way that you could just keep getting open shots. So him shooting that bad is wild.
I don't even get it. Like the whole thing about MPJ is that he's very tall, and like you shouldn't be able to contest his shots. Really, like he rises up to such a degree that like his shot should always be open too.
I mean, mostly you're right that he feels more open, but it's not like that. I mean, come on, man. That's
what we were saying all last season. We're like, dude, really, truthfully,
metaphorically.
I mean, physically, this guy like literally is tall. He jumps straight up. His arc is enormous. Like it should be an unblockable shot. It just feels like he is feeling rushed. I don't know, dude. It's a weird. I can't believe we have to do. I guess now that we're out of pop psychology corner with Nikola Jokic, we just dive right in with MPJ. Like, what is going on with MPJ mentally?
Yeah,
it's not. It looks wrong.
So, is that your number one thing you want to see?
I say yes and no. Of course, you need some type of change for MPJ. You want him to start scoring. But my biggest thing is to try to get some type of rhythm going with that second unit. Just anything. You just want signs of life. You want them to have a game where they look like a great second unit, because you have the MVP and the starters. So that saves that unit. So even if MPJ just continues to do okay, because he's not just like atrocious right now. He's not playing completely bad where you need to get him off of the floor. So you have a guy in that first unit. If you could get anything going with that second unit, maybe that even means putting MPJ with that second unit or just offsetting it. But you want there to be something when Jokic is not on the floor. How do they keep things going? How do they stay afloat?
An identity maybe with the staggered lineups and the bench lineups. The way I put it was I want the rotation to get finalized.
Yeah.
And finalized is a weird way because things change, but I just want that team to know, like, all right, this is how we fix it. This is the rhythm of games, and that's what we're going with for the foreseeable future.
Yeah, when you say an identity, literally, who are the players? Like, who are the players of the second unit? Like, are we in a place where we need to start looking at, really, truthfully, looking at that Dos Verdes lineup, is that viable? Like, do we need to start looking at the Najis? Do we need to look at the Chanchars?
By the way, 3 Jay Greens and 2 Porter Juniors tonight. So very confusing night out there, the box score. Another one I have on here, I won't think the Nuggets to remain a top 10 offense by the end of this. They play against 4 below average defenses. The Miami Heat are the number 2 defense in the NBA. After that, everybody's between 17 and 25. So for Denver to become a become a top 10 offense. Right now they're 26th or something in offense. I think, can you close the gap against bad defenses enough? Is that realistic over 5 games?
I think it is realistic, and then really every team has that identity against teams like the Rockets. I feel like everyone pushes the pace. Everyone tries to
get themselves... The Rockets push the pace, right? They play
exactly.
fast.
So, now you try to get yourself going where these are the type of games where you don't just key in on defense, where you try to get some offensive flow, where you try to get a guy going that has not scored a lot of times. People like to get right against the Rockets. It's just one of those teams, or even just bottom dwellers, not just going to say the Rockets. So trying to get some type of momentum going against a bad team, I just feel like that's the recipe, to set yourself up moving forward, or just at least to just push forward.
What about this one? They are currently 5th in defensive rating. I put remain a top 10 defense. I think they'll slide a little bit, in part because they play 3 top 10 offenses in Miami, Portland, and Indiana. So they're going to go up against some teams that are even against average defense will score. But can they stay in the top 10 defensively? Do you think that's even realistic here? It's a homestand. They will have more home games than almost anyone by the end of this homestand.
I think yes, because I just don't think that those 3 teams that you named who are at the top are going to push the pace against the Nuggets.
Okay.
I just feel like the Nuggets play up to those type of teams as well. And the Rockets and those type of teams is where they kind of, just relax. So I do expect them to show up defensively against those top 3 teams, which keeps them above. And tonight's the night, maybe that it's going to be more of a high-scoring game, or you just don't see the same type of defensive intensity.
It's entirely possible. Do you guys see Portland's? Have you seen Damian Lillard's numbers this season?
Oh, dude, I tweeted last night, Dame. Spalding guy, dude. He had 4 points. He had 4 points. He was 2 of 13.
You guys don't know.
0 for 6.
I was watching this game last night. TJ McConnell was taking it to him in the 4th. Think about that sentence. TJ McCollum completely outdueled him in the game, including in clutch time. And the craziest was TJ McCollum gets him in ISO with a minute to go.
Wait, TJ
McConnell. What did I say?
McCollum.
TJ McConnell. McConnell had him in one-on-one. Yeah, CJ McCollum. TJ McConnell. And he blows right by Dame for a layup and misses the layup. If that layup would have gone, Dame Lillard finishes with 4 points and a loss, and TJ McCollum's taking him. I'm sorry. It would have been the craziest. It would have defined the first month of the NBA, that one play.
I love that you cannot possibly get it right. You keep saying McCollum over and over. It's
very difficult name. I got the last one I have for this 5-game homestand, and honestly, to me, it's the most important. The Porter one's important. The bench one's important. The offense-defense stuff is important. They need the vibes back. Because I was also watching the Golden State Warriors last night, who, by the way, are 7-1 and are averaging 30-plus assists. They are leading the league in vibes. You remember when they last led the league in vibes? It was 2016 when they won 73 games.
Dude, they set an all-time NBA record for vibes.
The vibes were the best. The vibes per 100 were off the chart. Their vibes are the same. That team passes the ball incredibly well. They're the number 1 defense by a mile. Curry makes all of those shots, but even when he doesn't, he's on the sideline dancing. Like, it's just a party. Every
God
Warriors
damn it.
game right now is a party, and I watch the Nuggets, and I'm like,
we missed the dip, man.
I'm telling you. They're. I don't know if they're going to be the KD Warriors. They're going to be the regular, really good Warriors that are hard to beat.
The ones that KD joined and everyone called him a loser because they were already the best
which was
team of all
accurate.
time.
It is an accurate
Yeah,
insult.
Klay Thompson is still going to join this team.
They are very concerning. They're vastly concerning. But my point is, you watch them and you think, like, a Jokic team should just also be a top 5 vibes team. And they're not right now, and I get it. You have to go through little slumps. But that's what I want to see. I want to see this team having fun again.
It's because of the wins. Like, when wins come,
course.
like, you get to feel that. But also the offense is just not where it's supposed to be.
Right.
And that's where it goes because they are rotating the ball. They are still passing it, but they're not scoring at high rates. And that's where the fun begins. There's not really like a team that, has immaculate vibes off of just straight defense. You got to have your offense going. And with the team that has Jokic, you expect them to pass the ball and score a bunch more. But there's not a lot of that right now, especially with them like not having their starting point guard. MPJ's not really scoring a bunch. Will is like up and down, offensively. It's just a lot going on. And then the second unit, you can't. When you're on the bench, you can't celebrate because you have to exert all of your energy
That's
when
so
you're on
true.
the floor. So you're like, there is no happiness because you're like, okay, when I get out there, there's going to be a hole.
I love that Jokic is literally not celebrating on the bench because he's saving energy. He's like, I'm going to have to go out there in like 30 seconds.
You can't even afford to celebrate.
Like,
Really just like
he's smiling, and it's like, I'm wasting energy over here.
What if at a certain point, like every time Jokic leaves the floor, he just enters like a hyperbolic chamber?
Oh, man, we should get there. This is the NBA in like 2035. Like, we actually learned if you breathe pure oxygen inside of a 63-degree
Oh, it looks
chamber.
like Jokic's hyperbolic chamber is open. Looks like he's coming back in.
Instead of taking the towel off at the side, it just rolls you in your chamber to the bench.
Just like steam. Oh, Jokic has re-arisen.
I'm so in on this
Me
new
too.
idea.
Me too.
Whatever it is to get the athletes at their optimum. Guys, I don't know if you know this. First of all, before we get to the next segment, we are doing a watch-along again today. So if you guys are interested, the link is already up on the DNVR for paid members. It's in the Discord chat as well. Or we DM'd it to some people. We can actually up the number. We're beta testing this new platform. It was an awesome time, the last one. 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
Want to do it again where we watch the game with you. So if you're watching this and interested and don't have the link that was sent last week, DM DNVR Nuggets. They'll send it to you. Vote will send it to you, and you guys can join us for that, which will be starting here in 7 minutes. Quickly, we have this is a 10 seconds or less.
Okay.
It's National Nachos Day. National Nachos Day. We're going to snake draft Nacho Toppings.
Okay.
Kale,
All
bring
right,
up
go.
the board. 10 seconds.
Okay.
Chips and melted cheese are the only ingredients we all start with.
Son of a bitch.
You can't have nachos without them. You can't have nachos without them. Eric's
ready.
pick number one.
Number one, chicken. Let's go. Chicken.
He goes with
Put it on the
chicken.
board.
Grilled chicken. All right. He's
Grilled.
grilled chicken. Well, you can do shredded chicken. All right, Dev, what are we going with?
Ground beef.
Ground beef is, man, that's a really good one. That's a really good one.
Let's go.
All right, I'll take, since we're just doing meats here, I guess, I'll take steak. Why not? Look at
Whatever.
steak. I would have gone ground beef. Steak's number 2. Chicken, distant third.
Snake it around.
I'm going to go sour cream. You can't have nachos without sour cream. That's the quintessential ingredient. I would have taken it one, but I'm taking it in my second round. All right, what do we got?
So bad.
Dev.
I'll go jalapeno.
Jalapenos.
Picante sauce. Picante sauce.
Which one?
Picante
Which
sauce?
one?
Picante sauce.
Is that salsa? Are
Yeah,
you saying?
that's salsa.
Okay. Picante. But it's not pico, it's picante.
Yeah, picante.
Okay.
I guess I have to go guacamole.
Yeah,
Put it on the board.
that's a hell of a take in the third round, or second round. That's really
I know,
good. That's
dude.
really good.
And then let's see. After that, I guess you have to go with jalapeno. You know what? Screw you, Dev. Jalapenos. Put it on the board.
Jalapenos is good. That's really good.
I'll go with tomatoes.
Tomatoes
what a
is
terrible
good.
pick.
No, that's a great one.
What
we
you
like
got-
the same
dude,
nachos. I like
Picante
this.
salsa is all tomatoes, dude. You just
No,
have
no,
like
it's
a
not the same.
tomato-rich nacho, dude. It's
That
too
is.
tomato.
It actually is too tomatoey. You're right. He overdid
so
it.
many tomatoes.
Okay, I am going to go with black beans.
Yeah,
black beans.
I considered black beans.
I got steak,
It's
I got sour
staple.
cream, I got black beans. My God, this is a fantastic nacho. Double picks here. Tomatoes.
Jesus Christ. Nobody. No,
We're not yelling at Dev, not you.
Get out of here.
Get out of
This
your
show's
feelings,
not about
Kale.
you, Kale. Jesus Christ.
I went with black beans. And then my number 2 pick after this one, controversial. I'm going to get Doc's points, even though it's the right answer. I'm going with Anaheim peppers.
Oh, Anaheim
peppers.
Oh, wow,
Yeah.
a lesser version of a jalapeno. Great. All right.
More
Dev.
flavorful than a jalapeno. It is more flavorful.
All right,
It's actually
Dev,
a fact.
make a terrible pick. Say lettuce or something.
I really do like it.
Lettuce is great on them.
What are you
I
talking
like
about?
Dev's nachos.
Lettuce.
You know what, dude? I mean, I realize, is this to be taken as one plate?
Yes, of course. You're building your nachos.
You know what? Fuck it. Pulled pork. I don't care. Double it up.
Pork, chicken,
Double
and
up the
pulled
meat.
pork.
Those are the best part of the nachos, the meat anyway. I don't care,
These
dude.
are really white guy nachos. Anytime you start, if you put chili or pulled pork or barbecue
Have we
sauce
done
or
it?
ranch dressing, no, you got one more.
Green chili.
Oh, that was a good
Let's
one.
go,
Wait, so
let's go,
you're
let's
talking
go.
about the sauce green chili. That's what that is, not green chilies.
I'm going to say green chilies.
Okay, green. That's the better one. That was a good one. Green chili's a good one. All right, what do you got?
I'll go with onions.
Terrible.
Dude, what are you making? You're making like the whitest
Well, I don't eat
taco
tomatoes
of all
or
time.
onions.
Dude, like this is how my parents in Fort
Nope.
Collins, Colorado would make a taco.
I also don't eat regular chips. I gotta have Doritos.
Here we go.
Every time. Nobody wants no damn tortilla chips. I want Doritos.
Los Locos Nachos. Oh my God.
Are you serious? I know that's normal.
Oh God.
Tortilla chips? Y'all probably use the scoops. I don't use that. The scoop chips.
I'm going with corn salsa. Perfect. I got a perfect nacho. My nachos are incredible. Actually, if you swap ground beef with steak, that's actually my perfect nachos. So
Dude,
that's how close I
Everyone
was.
knows
We'll
I
tweet
won.
it out. We'll see who wants what. All right, let's open up DraftKings Sportsbook. I want to make some money today, Dev. You got to fly through these though.
I already made my picks before I came here.
Well, why don't you tell us about you? Hold on. Let me go first, actually. So just taking a look at the line, this is a very, very high line. It has the Nuggets are favored by 11.5.
Okay.
That's just impossible. Not impossible. That's just hard for me to just like anything. Like everything has to go your way. They have been getting blown out by a lot of teams. The Nuggets also have to get right. So I'm not going to do that. Does anyone feel comfortable like this is a blowout win or like
Never.
no, this is going to be close?
Never.
Okay, so we could just go on to the next thing. What is it that you really like today?
I like Nikola Jokic threes. Like I always like it. He only hit 2 of them.
Yeah. Do you think he does that against a smaller?
No,
like,
Yes.
no. I'm with Dev on this.
That's what that he's going against a small. Like he knows
Yeah.
Christian Wood can't
I
guard him, so
agree.
he doesn't have to stay out of the post.
Guess
I
we'll see what
agree.
happens.
So
I
I
guess
feel
we'll
like
see
he
what
just
happens.
grabs a lot of rebounds and
Okay.
just destroys inside. I really don't think that this is going to be like a huge high-scoring Jokic game. I think that he gets right other places. So I do like his assist.
I do too.
At 6.5.
Oh,
I think.
Jesus! Is that your lock?
I really do like it, like a whole lot. Just because this is a hard game to try to find something in for the Nuggets, just because they're favored by so much, but it could go either way. So I don't like much else, but I do really like the fact that, first off, they have his rebounds extremely high. They started at 13.5. That
Yeah,
does
they're
not
really
happen.
high.
They
That's
play fast. Yeah,
That's extremely, which he can get, So
of course.
I like the assist. Like I really
I do
like
too.
the assist.
6.5. Come on, man.
Another one that I really do like is Kevin Porter Jr.
Oh, you son of a bitch.
I like Kevin Porter. He guns. He does not
does.
care.
He does
is
not.
going
He
to
does
shoot
gun.
the ball every time that he can. First off, that Rockets team, and Adam actually said it like a little bit ago, but I really do believe they're an AAU team with like just guys that just want to be out there just show. It's an all-star
Aaron Gordon
game.
guarding him though.
I don't think it matters. Like,
Okay.
he's
Really?
gonna shoot
Come on,
it.
man.
He
He's gonna
shoots
shoot
it
it.
no matter who's in.
If it
front
was
of him.
field goal attempts, I would take it.
For sure. Like rushing attempt type things.
Do you want to have my same game parlay?
Hold on, I want to hear his lock.
Okay. Yeah, what's the lock, Dev? Lock us up.
My lock is Jokic. 6.5 assists.
I like that
is my
lock. That's a great
It's
lock.
a good lock. All right, you want to win some real money?
Sure.
With this same game parlay,
Okay.
Denver Nuggets money line.
That's just a juicer.
Oh, okay. All right.
Nikola Jokic over 24.5 points.
Okay.
That's
Wow,
the
man, that
over
one.
under.
Yeah. Okay.
Nikola Jokic double. Yes.
24.5 points. You said.
Yeah. Taking the over.
Okay.
Taking the over.
Jokic, what? Triple double.
Double. Yes.
Where is that one at?
Under player props. I mean, it's like down. You've got to scroll way down.
Okay.
Then Will Barton, over under 12.5 points. I like the Will Renaissance. I think it's going to stretch over into this game.
It's
And
only 12.5 points?
yes. And, well, that's what I picked in the same game parlay. And then the final pick in the 5-pick parlay, which will give you plus 255 odds, is Michael Porter Jr., 4+ points in the first quarter. I think that they're going to run a bunch of plays for him.
I like this one.
They're going to run. They also want to get him going. You can bet a player's points in the first quarter.
All right.
4+ points in the first quarter. Those 5 picks. Denver Nuggets money line.
Nikola Jokic double-double?
Double-double. Double-double. He hasn't had. I don't believe he's had a triple-double.
265.
255.
I got 265.
That's all it is, though? I thought it would be like 800.
Because like a lot of these are.
Oh, there's a 50% boost. Same game parlay. boost
What?
today.
Damn it, I didn't opt in. No! No!
Yeah. Well, anyway, you're right. There it is. Woo.
And it's for this game only.
50%. All right, I'm doing the same bet again. All right, everybody, we're going to be heading right back over to the other studio where we're going to be watching this with you. If you don't have a link, DNVR Nuggets. They'll send you the link, and we're going to be calling this game together. We'll see you guys over there.
Let's go.